Well, howdy, howdy. Welcome to What Thad Thinks, brought to you by Better Beans Branding. And I'm excited to get with y'all with episode 2 of season 4. Pretty excited that our episode 1 that dropped 2 weeks ago got our dozens and dozens of viewers as we believed, and hopefully just continuing to grow. So please continue to share this podcast, search it, tell others about it. So maybe one day we can kind of hit the 100 viewers mark as we kind of go through this year, having a great time telling y'all about what Thad thinks about certain business topics and also a couple of fresh fun as we go through it as well. As usual, it is brought to you by Better Beans Branding, your number one remodel, design, and branding company, leading the industry in childcare and preschool and private school remodels. So, anyways, I know you don't really care that much about what he thinks, but I would like to bring on my sidekick, Neel, who will help keep me in line a little bit. Hey, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
Look, I have a brand new HD. I mean, like, I feel like I'm coming to you in 4K today. A brand new camera that we bought 2 years ago that we haven't used, but Piper, or the Great Papini, as I like to call her, has figured out how to get all that hooked up. And man, I feel like I'm coming to you. Like, look at your grainy video and mine. I mean, I feel like I do in real life. Like, I feel super fresh and, you are who you are.
You're crystal clear. Good job, Papini. Way to use the camera that's sitting in the corner.
What do you have on your shirt today?
Those are parrots
Parrot?
or
They're
birds of
parrots
some sort.
or
Birds of a sort.
penguins? Birds of a sort.
No, I don't think they're penguins. I think they're birds of a sort.
Well, I'm sorry for having, like, hat and hoodie on today, but, we had all that crazy weather come through, and my son's collegiate baseball debut was moved from Tuesday, to Saturday, and then they decided Saturday's weather stinks, so they decided to call us and tell us that they were going tomorrow. So I am shoving this episode in my renewed commitment to give you 25 quality episodes of what Thad thinks this year and make sure that we deliver them on time. So I'll be leaving directly from here, driving to the beach to go watch some baseball.
Well,
And
what no
the
one
beach sounds fun, but it's going to
when
be
you say
35 degrees.
yeah, when you say beach and we're still sitting in 20, 14, 15-degree weather, it's been a cold week in Atlanta nationwide.
Yeah,
Nationwide. Heck,
it's really
look,
cold.
I'm going to Dallas tomorrow, and there's still ice on the ground. So,
Yeah.
speaking of ice, how was your preparation and reaction to Winter Storm 2026?
Well, they started prepping us for it over a week in advance, so I typically know not to get too far ahead of myself, and I think you should always be ready. So wasn't a whole lot to do on the joiner front, although I did end up getting roped into buying a little more propane. But we always use propane because I'm always grilling or using one of the outdoor grills. So I bought an extra tank of propane. Because I'd taken some other tanks out of the lake, so that wasn't that big of a deal. And I keep my meat full, my freezer full of meat. So, I already had plenty of food. We could protein up for years maybe over here.
There's a term here I've been hearing more about becoming a prepper. I've heard you'd been described that way.
Who has described me that way?
People to remain nameless in
I
our
think
office.
I don't think you're telling the truth, number 1.
What? No. Yes, absolutely.
Someone said Thad's a prepper. So if they said that, call them out.
Yeah, no, that would break their confidence. Are
You mean
you a
they
prepper?
said, "Hey, Thad's a prepper, Neil, but don't tell him I said so."
No,
Is that what they
no, no,
said?
no,
Because
no.
that would be the most ridiculous thing ever.
Well, maybe there's degrees of prepper, but I
Well, if
have
we
heard
can
it
get
said
along, we
that
can get on with the show if you would just say who said Thad's prepper. Because
let's
if
just
not, we're
keep
gonna
getting
sit here for
on.
a long time.
I'm gonna make up a
Make it
name in a
up.
minute.
Make it up.
Yeah.
Make it
Uh,
up.
Kurt Williams.
Kurt, that dog. I mean, really?
I don't know how he
Kurt?
popped in my head.
Okay. Well, I don't consider myself a prepper, although that's not negative to me if I was or if someone is. I love all people, Neil. But I do definitely have some things ready for my family for certain situations. Yeah.
Okay. Would
Like,
you like to leave it at that, or like, did I hear a
what would you
story
like to
that
know?
the house is going
I
off the
have
grid?
about
Like,
90 days of food stored. That's way too
so,
much. But I really have about 45 days at one house and 45 days at another house. I have water filters
mhm.
because I live on a river and my other house is on a lake, so I don't have to store any water. But if you don't, you should definitely have water stored in case, like, even if your water source gets contaminated, you need to your family needs to drink, I
Mhm.
would think, you know? Yeah, there's some things I think everybody should have a basic list, sure, but
Okay.
not a I'm not over I'm not like, uh, solar panels and crazy stuff to go live out in the woods. I could do
You're
that,
not
I would
going
love
off
to do that.
grid
I mean, if I was, I wouldn't tell you.
because you're worried I'm moving in to help to
I
find
don't
a
want
place to.
people coming over to my house because, like, you get desperate. Your family's starving, right, Neil?
Yeah.
Because you don't have anything for them, correct?
I've got,
Right?
like, 3 days worth of food.
So then you're gonna say, "Well, I know my buddy Thad. I love him. Let's go over to his house and take his food, or he'll share with us."
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
not
a taker.
sharing.
I'm not a taker.
Okay, I'm not sharing. Okay, what are
Thank
you
you.
gonna do when like Maya's starving to death? You wouldn't take it? You damn sure should try.
World is not gonna get there.
Okay, but in that situation.
Yeah, you gotta man up
And
or
so who do
buckle up.
you know that has 90 days of food?
TJ.
And now all dozens of our listeners know.
That's right. That's right.
Which brings me to what I really have at my house to prep. Is for situations like people showing up at my house
Okay.
uninvited during times of trauma.
What that thinks users, that means has an electrical fence. Don't cross the property line.
Oh, yeah. That's all I got.
Hey, lighter note, I've got a topic to bring up. I know that normally I don't introduce all the topics, but this one's important to me. You may recall in episode 1, we talked about the national championship, college football, and we had a bet. You remember that bet?
I do not remember that.
I'm gonna remind you. So we talked about, winner, will allow
The
the other
winner
person to
is going to sing a song.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
winner sings.
The winner
So
I'm sorry, no, 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 no.
that's what you said.
No, 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 no. You just put
Piper,
words
can
in
we
my
play
mouth.
that back?
We don't have the ability on this podcast yet to do playbacks.
We definitely have the ability. And so I want to make sure I'm going to pause while Piper plays this back.
Piper, don't do it.
The winner is going to sing a song.
Yeah. But the reality is the loser was going to sing a bar of a song selected by the winner.
Okay.
And as Indiana won, since I picked Indiana and you picked Carson Beck, I think I am in need of a song for you, and I would love our audience to get involved here. I've got 3 selections that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Love our listeners to share
When
some
am I going to
ideas.
sing this song?
Well, look, the Super Bowl is coming up, and we need a halftime
Our
show.
Super Bowl show is coming up. Our big Super Bowl show coming up the Tuesday after the Super Bowl, where Neel, the only time of the year that we care what Neel thinks, Neel will be giving our full, every commercial breakdown,
Mhm.
time, cost, impact, favorability ratings, and his final top 5 along with mine as well. But really, it's all that is the one show every year about Neel. Neel does a full breakdown. It's unbelievable. So we'll be doing that right after the Super Bowl. So yeah, you want me to sing during the Super Bowl show?
I do, and I'll even give you a head start on the 3 that are in my lead for you,
Okay. Okay.
and we'll wait for listeners. So, you've got Elsa's "Let It Go" from Disney,
Okay. I know that one.
Frozen,
Yeah. I'm also
Elvis's "Love Me Tender,"
okay. Not in my key, but okay.
and you have a key?
Oh yeah.
Alright. And then Bob Marley, "One Love." 3
Okay.
different genres.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll probably slay all 3 of those.
I think you'd be special at all 3.
I look forward to whatever the listeners bring on to compete with that. So do we have what is the lucky winner going to get other than they get to hear me sing it? Do we have any swag for them?
We'll send some Better Bean swag, and we're gonna record it so that they can have you singing to them anytime they want.
Okay. So whoever gets the winning song is going to get Better Beans gear,
Mhm.
a swag bag full of gear. They will also get their own private recording download of my song that they can listen to at any time.
Dang right.
And they'll get recognized live on air
Yeah,
as the winning choice.
yeah.
And if you win, Neel, you get all that too. You get the Better Beans gear, you get my song, you get all that.
Awesome.
Good,
Great.
good. Okay, so we're gonna be doing we're gonna be doing a song bet at the Super Bowl. Good.
We are. I think that this is great. The Super Bowl is a worldwide event, and This is your coming out for that too. So, hey, well, let us talk
I
a
know
little
we
bit
have
about.
some other stuff to talk about, though. I know we have some stuff to talk about. I am really looking forward to our business topic today too. So just remember, everybody, the outline of our show is we get to listening to some current event type stuff, and as me and Neil kind of get warmed up and lathered up for the show, this is kind of like like warming up for a football game. Like we got to get lathered up before we're ready to talk about the real important stuff. So we'll get to the business topics in a minute. Then, of course, everybody's ready for the what that thinks lightning round after the business, after the real meat and potatoes of it. And that's kind of like my cool down, right? So like
Mhm.
Neil gets tired by the end of the business section. Papini gets tired by the end of the business section, but I still have a little left. And so that is like my last bit, my lanyard, my little something extra for everybody at the end, the little what that thinks, then we'll wrap it up. And that's kind of the how each episode will go. Even the Super Bowl show that where I guess we're gonna have a halftime show of me singing that. But anyway, so yeah. I mean, what did you come up with today for us to talk about?
Man, this is on my mind. It's been on my mind for a few weeks. We're going to start with Greenland, giant Arctic nation in the northern hemisphere. Apparently, we want it. We being the U.S. And now the issue is how do we get there, or is this all something different? Like, I love to hear your take on this.
Well, I mean, strategically speaking, as a former Marine at least, it is vital. Greenland is vital to our national defense, in my opinion. The Arctic has a heavy Russian influence, and that is directly in line with North America that, the US defends. So it is a vital country for us to have a presence in, and vital for us that China and Russia do not have access to. They should not be given any foothold in. This is our side of the hemisphere. So,
Mm.
from militarily and national defense purposes, not that that's popular with the progressives in the United States, but their safety is. And I think it's vital for that purpose. I will tell you that I do think it's been a masterclass of negotiations by President Trump, as usual. He throws out crazy stuff. People fall for it. They fall for the bait every time. He trolls every time,
Why
and
is that?
he ends up getting exactly what he wants every time. I don't know. I feel like I can do the same thing at my house. And I'm not saying I'm President Trump like. I'm saying I throw out crazy ideas or crazy troll things to my family and they fall for it and I end up getting what I want because what I'm telling them isn't what I really want. I want something else. Trump never starts with what he really wants. And he starts with something crazy and then he gets some negotiated deal which is exactly what he wants by the time it's said and done. So, yeah, I think I think the US now is gonna get everything they want. We're gonna get the deal done. We can build bases in anywhere in that country we want. We're going to have first rights of all the rare earth minerals
Mm.
throughout the country, and that'll be ours. And the people of Greenland that live there are gonna get paid, and we got everything we wanted. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what's
I
gonna
mean,
happen.
if you were, I don't remember my American history this well, but Louisiana Purchase and the Alaska Purchase or the acquisition of Alaska, all
Mhm.
of that was negotiating, right? And this is just an extension of that path. It has been brilliant to watch. No
Yeah.
matter what you think of the method, the outcome is pretty obvious now.
Yeah. I mean, look, everybody's gonna take we're a 50-50 country, so, like, half the country is gonna hate it no matter what, and half the country's gonna love it no matter what. I mean, we try on this show, even though we may have our own political leanings, we try to kind of see the middle of every situation, the good, both good and bad. So, I mean, hopefully, like every deal, every good deal, it's not zero sum. Hopefully, hopefully there's win-win, which I think,
Mhm.
is its show amongst itself is that I want everybody to win in this situation. I want the people of Greenland to win. I'd like to see Denmark win, who's one of our allies, and I'd like to see the US win. Yeah, that's just logic. There's win-win on all sides of this issue.
Sure, sure. Hey, look, here's another one. Very similar path of commentary, but the Board of Peace.
Okay, before you get to the Board of Peace, let's throw that out there for business to think about as well. Is in every conflict or negotiation, whether you're buying land, I don't do business with people that are only trying to beat me up or that I feel like that's what I have to do to them. I think having deal makers in your corner, the people that understand that you're not trying to just get the absolute best deal you can. I don't want people to bitter with me. I want people to want to keep doing deals with me.
Yeah.
We had a, thank, Andy Sherrard last week, the CEO of ODB Kids that came on the show last week during our surprise guest episode. We surprised him and he joined us. He and I are that way. I mean, like he kind of tells me where he feels like he needs to be, and I kind of tell him where I kind of feel like we need to be, and we try to make a deal, like a deal that they're happy with and that I'm happy with. Because I want him to make money and he wants me to make money so that I go find him more good deals and vice versa. So like I think if I can recommend anything, young people getting into business, business isn't about cutting people's throats and just getting the absolute best deal and making as much money as possible. Business should be about seeking win-win all the time. Like, can you make a deal where everybody wins so that y'all can keep doing deals together? I mean, young people ask me my business advice or anybody asks me my business advice, I will tell them that's one of the secrets to my success is I've always tried to seek and involve lots of people. I've always tried to seek out how everybody can win, and I think you should do actively do that. Employees to bosses, coworkers, vendors, don't carve people up just to get a deal when you have leverage. Well, you want to end with something that everybody makes money for sure. Anyway, I'm sorry. The Board of Peace.
Yeah.
You've been obsessed with talking to me about this in other days,
Obsessed.
so I knew you were going to bring this up at some point on the podcast. So
It's just really fascinating. Look, you just mentioned that we're a 50-50 country. I suspect, though, there's a lot of our country, probably more than 50%, that have criticisms of the United Nations. And so here comes a crazy idea, but all of a sudden, is it really that crazy? 20, 30 nations get together, contribute $1 billion each for a permanent seat to establish world peace and then develop countries that have been destroyed by war. This is what else? What other great? I mean, what other great purpose could there be? And I don't know if we don't think the UN has achieved that. President Trump doesn't. So, love your take. The Board of Peace.
I mean, I am not a huge fan of another international organization. I'm over international organizations. I'm not a fan of the UN. I'm not a
Mm.
fan of how the US has been taken advantage of in the UN. I'm not a fan of the people that have run the UN. Um, I'm not a fan of any of the international environmental organizations or the World Health Organization. Oh my god, what a joke they've been, and through COVID as well. Like, I'm just not a fan of like, we're all so different, and we have it's kinda like the United States, right? It's absolutely silly that somebody in Delaware knows what someone that lives in rural Georgia needs. Like, they have no idea, right? So, the idea that we pay, I don't wanna open up a ball of wax about taxes, for instance,
Uh,
but let's just say, for instance, like, for me in Georgia, I pay, I think, I don't even know, like 8% income tax in Georgia. Let's just say 10% income tax in Georgia, right? And I pay, what, 35%, in United States income tax, right? I think those should be reversed.
you let your dollars go to your local economy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, there's a whole show right here. I'm excited about this topic.
Taxes.
Oh yeah, let's carve up talk about fair tax at some point.
But all I'm saying is that, like, so you get these big international organizations that we're all paying money into, and it becomes what it is. It becomes a fat, happy, just dumping money into it organization, which makes no sense. Do I want $1 billion of the United States money going to another international organization? I don't know. I mean, who gets to be the head of it? It's Trump, right? Or
Yeah, for the
Rubio,
first
Trump,
3 years, I
Rubio,
believe.
and I mean,
3-year
I don't know.
window.
That seems like a little too much on his plate to me. You're already the president of the United States. What the hell you need a board of peace for? I don't know. This would be one place that I kind of disagree.
Okay.
I mean, it may be awesome. I don't have $1 billion to donate to it. So
Okay, well, while we're on the topic of the world,
yep.
the Olympics are coming up. Next
Heck
next week?
yeah, Winter
2
Olympics.
weeks? 2
Yeah,
weeks? Winter
I think that's about
Olympics.
right. Yeah.
Excited? You said,
I
"Heck
love
yeah."
the Winter Olympics, way more than the Summer Olympics.
Oh my word, what?
Eons better than the Summer Olympics.
Why?
Well, it's shorter, thank God. I mean, the Summer Olympics drag on for just years, it seems like. There are less dumb sports. I mean, the break dancing at the last one, I mean, are you kidding me?
Okay.
Enough said.
Perhaps traditionally speaking, are you excited about a particular sport in the Winter
But I
Olympics?
love the Olympics. I love the Summer Olympics too. I mean, I love Olympic sports. And I don't think it's as big as it was when I was a kid. Like I just remember like, I don't know, like the 1984 LA Olympics was just like
Oh,
peak
amazing.
peak American or
Well,
1980 Miracle on
you and
Ice. How
I
about
were
that?
here in Atlanta for the '96 Olympics.
Yes, we were.
I think we went to some things maybe together.
Did not go together.
We did not.
Yeah, you weren't cool enough for me.
Ah, buddy.
No, you were definitely cool then. I have to be honest. But the 1980 Olympic, like 84, like that was like the Carl Lewis, Jackie Joyner Kersey. I mean, that was the Edwin Moses, the
Mhm.
Dream Team. I mean, it was just one thing after another that was.
Sure. Well, look, this is the 46th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, so it's
Yep.
basically the gonna be celebrating the 50th year, and you
The
will
greatest
see
sports upset of all time.
my god, amazing. For me, hockey is the greatest Olympic sport, followed very closely by followed closely by curling.
The greatest Olympic sport, period. I mean,
Yes.
nothing's greater than the 100-meter dash. Let's get that out of the way. If we're doing all sports. I mean, the fastest human in the world. That's
Okay. Okay, I listen, I
as
respect that
pure as it
opinion.
gets.
I respect that.
Yeah, I know.
But the men's hockey tournament and
Maybe the greatest team sport in the Olympics, ice hockey would be one that you'd have to talk about.
yeah, US is favored, this year. Great team, fantastic team. So, it'll be exciting to see.
I mean, we have dozens of listeners, and we have maybe one other listener that cares
Did we just
about.
bore everybody about
Yeah, probably
Winter Olympics?
if we start breaking down who's favored.
Oh,
Um, but we can talk about my favorite Winter Olympic sport. Whew. I mean, I love the downhill in skiing. I mean, I'm a skier, so I love to watch them ski, and the downhill, just how amazing those people are going. It's just blows my mind. I don't like judge sports, which that's a whole nother what Thad thinks episode. So like, if it's anything judged, it's more of an exhibition and not a sport. So all the skating stuff is out for me, um, unless they would go back to real figure skating.
pardon?
Well, so figure skating now as you watch them all do their dance and all that, their flips and stuff they do. But figure skating is they used to see who could draw with their skate, the perfect figure eight they had to draw figures in the ice with their skate.
I will research that. I don't believe you.
You didn't know that? That's why it's called figure skating. I mean, I'm a plethora of information, as you
What's
already knew. But yeah, so the judge sports are out. I mean, I'm a pure speed guy, and I love curling. I do love curling. I do. I would watch curling all day. I mean, I enjoy those guys. I can't believe how good they are at that. It's pretty unbelievable. So yeah, but I think the downhill skiing is the best. Is there another
okay?
Winter Olympic sport we're missing that that's amazing? The speed skating's kind of cool. I mean, those people fly.
Man, when they fall, it's like watching a train
Yeah,
wreck.
I do love. I like watching speed skating. I will watch all of those.
Okay. Alright. Well, um, hey, we're talking about winter. Do you wanna talk about another Minnesota shooting?
I mean, I think those are a real heavy topic being talked about a lot out there on every network and cable network right now. And I don't know that we have a lot to go over today. And we've already been over a lot. I don't know that I'm ready to do that. It's a hot topic for sure. We give a lot of our own personal views on this show. It's all in fun. But I mean, one thing I just want to remind everybody is that the most important thing in life to me is the golden rules that we love one another like we love ourselves. And I just think there's a whole lot of that doesn't go on in this country right now. And I think we get fooled by media and politicians and everybody else in the world into hating opposing views and viewpoints and people and not respecting others, need to be respecting people's space. You need to be respecting people's views. You need to speak to people in love. And I just think we better be getting to that, or there's going to be more. There's just going to be more problems. If I go around and go to people's workplace, start yelling at them and screaming and getting in their face, I mean, someone's going to kick the crap out of me at some point. I want us to obey rules, obey laws, and love one another.
Well,
Does that sound radical? I hope not. I hope not. I mean, I just think that's what we're supposed to be doing here, right? I've got like you're on here, one of my best friends in the world, one of my oldest friends in the world. I've got Papini in the other room who's newer. I mean, all of us have different views on things. I love you for your other views, right? But you're also not disrespectful, hateful, and even if you did that, I'm still commanded to love you.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mm.
no, I don't want to talk about it.
A little bit more of that. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you want
So
to talk about?
to the business topic today, and I think we've got a good one. Something I've been thinking really hard about. I will tell you, we had an ice storm come across Georgia this week, and I was talking to a business owner that she felt forced to close her business. Not forced. She felt like she needed to close for the ice storm, right? And she felt like her employees were holding her hostage, and she had to close. I told her I was very disappointed, let's
Mm,
say, because mostly, I mean, where they were not really in the line of any storm. So let's get that out of the way first. It was cold outside, right? There was no snow, there was no precipitation, there was no ice on the roads. But you know how the weathermen fold their sleeves up and talk about how crazy things are going to be. And I asked her, so at some of her locations they closed, and at one of her locations they opened late. And at the location that they opened, they ended up having a big day of business. And she told me, well, we did get a lot of complaints from our employees about having to work and other people not having to work that day. And I was like, okay. Um, do you think, Neil, do you think that she got credit in those locations that they closed? Do you think their employees are like, God, what a great boss? Or do you think they don't even remember that today?
no, it's already forgotten, in my opinion.
Do you think that their customers that showed up at her business hoping that she would be open gave her credit and go, "Oh, man, really glad she closed."
No,
She
I
got
think
no credit anywhere, right? And do you really think the employees that did show up to work and took care of people and got paid at the location that opened late, do you think their customers that showed up appreciated her opening?
yes,
And they're gonna get credit than when they were the only ones in the area to open that day. And do you
no,
think her employees who did complain that day, do you think that today they're out there looking for new work since they
no,
had to open on no,
no.
no. So one thing that I started thinking about for today's show was kind of commitment and loyalty and how to build that in your business. When I owned schools, I told everybody in orientation, "Hey man, we are opening unless like God has opened up a national disaster, like real national disaster. And even then, if I can get there myself, I will open the school." And people say, "Well, why?" And I'll go, "Well, because we are customer first." And that's what I'm telling people when I hire you. We're customer first. This is what we do. We're famous for it. And when we open and my competitor closes, we are going to go after their customers those days. And I always had signs made up and I'd put them in my competitors, you know, well, not in my competitors' yards, unless that was by accident, but across the street from my competitors that said, "Hey, your school's closed. We're open. Come drop in today." And, we wanted to be famous for that, famous for being tougher and being there for our customers because, the electrician, the lineman, they got to go to work. The nurses, the single mom nurse, she got to go to work. We can't just close because we want a day off. And so we try to tell people. So to me, as I was having this coaching moment, I was just trying to say, hey, look, this is a good lesson on how you build commitment and loyalty because I always opened. But Neil, I won't say that we're perfect, but you've worked for me for years. How loyal were most people through the years to me? If I wanted to go open up a business, a widget factory tomorrow, how many people could I take with me to go open that widget
Yeah,
factory?
99 out of 10.
And so I was able to build a lot of loyalty and commitment. And did I do it by trying to make people happy? Like, how often have I sat here, Neil, and gone, I'd like to make Neil happy with this decision that I'm making today? How often did I avoid making hard decisions that was gonna make you unhappy? Did I care that it made you unhappy?
3 out of 10. Very rare.
Very rare.
Rare.
I would say I never cared. I mean, we did the right thing, period, whether you were happy or not, because it was the
Mm.
right thing. And the company's bigger than you, and their customers bigger than the company. And if you're known for that and you don't waver from that, you will constantly, I believe, build loyalty. So we're going to talk about like how to build loyalty and commitment within your organizations today. And hopefully this will be something that y'all get a little bit out. So 10 ways to build loyal employees and loyal leaders within your organization. You ready? Are you excited, Neil?
Come on, bring it. I've
You
got
ready
my
to learn
notes out.
something?
Yeah.
All right. So the first one is to have vision. And I think one of the places that people mess up, I'm gonna give y'all a great book that's hard to find. You can only find it used. It's not printed anymore. It's called Getting Commitment at Work. Great book. Getting Commitment at Work. If you can find it, grab it. From three perspectives, it tells you how to get commitment on the job. And so it's like the same story told from a new hire's perspective, from a boss's perspective, and from a coworker's perspective. So, you have this new hire and their whole training and work process told from the new hire's perspective, the boss's perspective, and their coworker's perspective. And wow, it's powerful because it just shows you that like all three of those relationships have to go well for an employee to get proper commitment and loyalty and for there to be a successful job, right? So, if Better Beans hired Papini, she needs to come in behaving properly, right? Professionally, behaving properly, giving proper respect to people. All her parts important. The boss needs to be doing that. So the boss needs to be doing what he says when he'll say he'll do it. Like, all those things. And how they how the coworkers behave towards Papini will have a direct reflection on her success as well. So you have to get all three of those right when you're kind of get commitment and build loyalty at work. But the first thing is in vision. When someone starts, your company needs to express its vision all the time, where we're headed. Hey, my friend's company that she was talking to me about earlier, it would not have been hard for me to tell people, hey, Tommy, we're trying to be the leading company in the state of Georgia. We're going to be there for our customers always. And I tell them in the beginning, and I remind them that they've been told that all along. Hey, when our competitors close, we're going to be open. You know what? The type of employee I want is the one that wants that. They want to be better than everybody. They want the competitor to close and you're the one that's tough enough to open. You're just not a good member of my team if you don't want to be at work on that day. And I don't mean that every day my feet hit the ground and I can't wait to get to work. Surely to God, some days my alarm goes off and I don't set an alarm, but it's time for me to get up and go to work and I don't want to go. But hell, the one that's going to be successful for me shares my vision of being the absolute best, being as part of something that's bigger than me. Do you understand? Your company's got to have a vision, and you better daggum communicate it to everybody in your company and remind them every meeting, every time you're making a decision. You're putting this and you're filtering it through your vision statement, through your mission statement, and through your core values, and you live it and you share it together, right? So my person that was upsetting their employees by opening that day, they could have solved that by always communicating their vision, their mission, and what they were going to do on days like that way ahead of time. And there would have been no conflict the day it came up. It cracks me up, all the people that are in business when there's going to be bad weather that sit back and go, what are we going to do tomorrow? Are we going to close tomorrow? What do we do? Do we close? Everybody should already know what you're doing that day. Should have known in advance. Should have known
Mm.
who we are, what we do. So I think number one, I'll say that the company has to be able to clearly share its vision and make decisions that aligns with its core values all the time and remind people. So hopefully that's number one. Number one is to build loyal employees and loyal leaders is to have vision. So you can't force it. I mean, people either have it or they don't. You have to live out your core values. You have to live out your vision. You have to share it with people. And if they buy into it, they're going to be awesome employees for you and you are going to be an awesome partnership. But if they don't share it with you, man, it's just, you might as well find you somebody else. they're not gonna be committed to you and loyal to you. Like, when I tell you loyal and commitment, I never forget, Amber Edwards, if you remember her, Neil, I know you remember her. Amber, when we worked at Sunbrook, and she was a brand new director or assistant director, and she was out in Bremen, Georgia, and she was like, "It's gonna snow tomorrow. I won't be coming, right?" And I was like, "Amber, I mean, we're open. I mean, you know that about us." She goes, "Well, I mean, I live on this big hill, and, there's no way I can get even out of my driveway." And I was like, "Oh, well, just park at the front of the neighborhood." And she was like, "What, and, like, walk?" I'm like, "Yeah, walk. I mean, it's not far, right? And if you can't, I'll come get you." I'm fully committed. Like, we've already talked about this before. And I think, she was a brand new, I mean, she was brand new. And I know she bought into our vision. I knew she was tough. She had everything inside of her that I knew was going to be a good lead. Like, she really did. And she's proven that by being super successful with multiple companies, both with me and away from me. She's a good leader. But I think it clicked in her that day, like, holy crap, man, this is what commitment's about. This is what being tough is. And I think she took a lot of pride in doing that. And she damn sure parked outside her neighborhood, walked to her car, and drove to work the next time. She and I'll still laugh about that sometimes. So, we have to share it. You have to get people to buy in, and we have to share those core values and live them out. So, number one is to have that vision. Number two is to get that buy-in amongst your people, which means always communicating it. It means when I know there's going to be a winter storm, and I don't know why we're just talking about winter storm, but when we know we're going to have like a winter storm a week from now, is I'm reminding everybody, hey man, y'all know, don't even ask. Don't even ask. Let's figure out a safe way to be here. I mean, I remember in the restaurant business, Neil, I mean, I rented hotel rooms, like whole floors of hotels for employees so
Mm.
they could stay, so they could just walk the next day. Like, hey, why don't you just stay in the hotel next door? Then you can be at work the next day. And then those daggum Georgia Power linemen that got to go hang off trees in the frozen snow have a place to eat tomorrow. I remember when you and I, Neil, you and I and Sage owned the Bojangles during that hurricane in St. Augustine. That one year, we were the only restaurant that opened, the only one. And you know what was really cool? Customers didn't even care what we served. Like,
One
we just
thing.
sold we sold one thing. We had like 2 employees in there. We were selling one product, and they just lined up around the building, and they were so grateful and so thankful to get one thing. You know, it's a are you tougher? Are you better? Is that your culture? I don't care what it doesn't really matter what it I'm only speaking to like what my culture was or is. I'm not speaking for everybody. You know what yours is. But I do think that's if you want to build commitment, is they know what to expect. People will still follow me because I mean, even the things they don't like, if they don't like coming to work on those bad days or they don't like those types of situations, they still know exactly what to expect from me.
Yeah, no surprise.
Yeah. They know my vision, they know our core values, they share most of it, and they know what we're gonna do on those days. No surprises. It's not like they get good news or bad news the night before, whether we're gonna open or gonna close. Those are the first 2. The third one is one we've already talked about, right? We've already talked about a little bit about today. And to be honest, I hope it's something we talk about every episode our whole lives. And I hope it's something that we're famous for, and that is love, right? If you wanna build commitment and loyalty at work, you gotta love. When we say golden rule and loving one another like we love ourselves, that's something that whether it sounds like I live that out every day or not, it's something that I strive to live out every day, no matter what. And you have to do that as a company. You've got to be a servant leader. You got to put others above yourself. You got to be selfless. You can't just say it. You have to prove it. And you have to care about other people's success more than you care about your own. You want people to be loyal to you, and I do. I dang sure have to care about their success more than I care about my own or strive for that every day. I mean, I know I'm like a human and we're sinful and we have all these crappy things about us inside of us. But man, every day I want to care about other people more than I care about myself. I want to care about their success, and I do. I ask them about themselves. I want to be a part of that, and I believe that shows love isn't just being soft, and love is like caring about their success, caring about successes, and love is calling somebody out too.
Yep,
I mean, I
I've
love
had
you,
that.
Neil. Well, I love you like family, but when I think you're screwing up decisions for your family, I call you out on it.
Mhm.
I'll call you out on anything. That's love. Like, love is being tough if you have to be, being soft when you need to be, being there all the time. If I can stress this to any of y'all that are listening, not just to build loyalty amongst all people, is to be there for your people, meaning really care, really love, put them above yourself and put their success before you. And just sometimes you just got to be there. Every wedding, every funeral, every hospital stay, think about others and be there for them. You want to build loyalty, you show that servant leadership and that love. Put people before yourself. So we got those three. Am I boring you yet, Neil? Are you good?
Man, I got great notes.
I hope everybody's excited. All dozen of y'all are excited out there that are listening right now, I'm sure. All right. Number 4, integrity. I talk about this word with my kids. We talk about this all the time. This is, are you a man or a woman of integrity? And the real easy way to describe this is that you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Can people count on you? You let your yes be your yes, you let your no be your no, and you do exactly what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. That is integrity. There's no gray areas to integrity. You're either a man of integrity or you're not. And if you want to build loyal employees, loving them and them trusting you are the most important qualities you can have. Number 5, little feedback. The word I'm not allowed to use around my wife. So, I was told by my mentor a long time ago that, the best way to give someone feedback is to ask them permission to give you feedback. You know, hey, Neil, can I give you a little feedback?
No, thanks. Keep it to yourself.
Emily, one day, I think I'd made her mad or something. Something happened, and I just said, "Hey, honey, can I just give you some feedback?" And as she threw something across the room at me, she told me that I was never allowed to use the word feedback in our family. I think I'd been doing it. I was a young manager, so I got my mentor had probably just told me that. So I was constantly going around like, "Oh, this works so good with employees and with bosses to ask them permission to give them feedback. This will work great with my wife." Yeah, you need to not do that. I have the scars to prove it. But feedback is truly, as my man in the 1 Minute Manager says, the breakfast of champions. I believe this with all my heart. People have to know exactly where they stand with you. You can't let them worry about what you think as their boss ever. Like they should never wonder. They should know that you love them, that you like them, that you care about them. They're good or they're bad. Like when they screw up, that you tell them about what they screwed up and you don't hit them with a softball on it and you finish it the right way so they know that you love them. I mean, I think about this in coaching all the time. I'm never scared with these teenagers to tell them exactly what I think when they screw up, how they screwed up, and they love it. They know it's coming from a place of love, not hate. They don't wonder where they are. Just because I told you you're struggling being aggressive at the plate, or I think you're getting on the side of your breaking ball or something, and that's why you're not throwing strikes, that doesn't mean I hate you. But if you don't tell them and they walk 3 batters and they go, "Oh my God, I think Coach Thad hates me because I walked 3 batters today." They're not saying that. They're going home going, "Man, I didn't have the greatest day, but hey, Coach Thad saw that I was on the side of my breaking ball and I threw my last couple up on top and landed them." And so they feel encouraged. They know that I'm bought into them and I watch them and I know specifically I gave them good feedback. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. I always get worried when I don't know what someone thinks, like my boss or someone that I work with thinks of me, right? And I was always scared that they didn't like something. I don't want anybody to be scared. I want them to know how much I love them. And they need to know that I saw what they did that screwed up, and this is how I think they can fix it. But that just means I love it. The only time you should be worried is when you never get feedback. And that's when people worry. You give feedback in no uncertain terms. They want the negative and they want the wins. Man, they want the wins. They want to know that you notice. A win to most people in your organization and how to build loyalty is that you just notice them. You notice specifically. It's not, "Hey, Papini, you're doing a good job." It is, "Hey, Papini, my kids love your videos. They think they're awesome. They love how you did such and such. I notice." So Papini feels relevant. She feels like her work is valid. All those things, because it is, But so many things we just don't notice and take the time to say. It doesn't take much time. Give feedback. You want to build loyalty amongst your employees? Hey, give them feedback. It's the breakfast of champions. Number 6, growth. You got to be growing as a company. You got to be going somewhere. I mean, it's controversial, I know. Even if you're not growing number of locations or growing employees, man, there's got to be places for the people in your organization to go, right? So be growing. Your leaders have to know where they're headed. Your employees have to know there's a chance to become something else.
Mm.
So number 7, it kind of goes along with vision, but they have to know that they're a part of something bigger than themselves. To me, I always wanted to be like we were making history. In my organizations or whatever, I wanted people to know they were setting records like, hey, that's the best sales anybody's had in 7 years. You have to have all these peg marks and benchmarks and places that you do things so that people know when they're setting records.
Love it.
It's got to be something bigger. Hey, we've never done X in a month. We've never done X in a week. We've never impacted this many children's lives. We've never served this many hamburgers. Whatever it may be, like I go back all the time. I feel like I've been a part of like history. And maybe it's because I exaggerate most of my stories. Emily says I exaggerate them. I think I just remember all the fun details better than most people. But I never forget when Golden Corral went to all you can eat steak. So I don't know if people know, like Golden Corral, it's a buffet. But even before that, it was a steakhouse. And then after that, it was like a salad bar and steakhouse. And then at one point, we went to like all you can eat steak on the buffet. And for those who didn't know, we cut our own steak. This was not stuff bought in packages. We bought our own sides of sirloin, and we would cut our own steaks in the back, and they would have to marinate for 48 hours, and then we could serve them, and then we'd have to cook them, and then we'd have to go. Well, sirloin, the leanest cut of steak there is, pretty much. There's some arguments to be made, but it's a very lean cut of steak, which makes it not super tender, which means it did need to marinate for 2 days. And at the time, though, sirloin was like $2.99 a pound. I mean, I remember this, like we were buying sides of sirloin for $2.99 a pound. We would cut it in days, cutting it, whatever. But we went to all you can eat steak. You remember this, Neil? So
I
when we
do.
went to All You Need Steak, first it was just on the weekends, and it was a huge hit. Let's just say if you would do $10,000 on a normal Friday night, I mean, we immediately were doing like 17 or $18,000 on a Friday. Like it was huge. We were able to charge more for the food, lines out the door, and we didn't even know how to cut that much steak. But the weird part is that we had like 450 Golden Corral locations. Golden Corral ran the world out of sirloin steak. And sirloin went from $2.99 a pound nationwide at the grocery stores to $5.99 a pound. And it was Golden Corral stunted the market because a lot of sirloin would go to ground beef and to other products and all that stuff. And there was none left. And cows have to live to a certain age before you would kill them and
Yeah.
harvest them and use them. So now they had to started killing younger cows to get more sirloin. Like you couldn't even get ground sirloin. Like it completely stunted the market. So those are things like saying I'm part of something bigger than myself. We were so freaking cool that we ran the world out of sirloin. I love that. Maybe that's not cool, but to me, like little facts about your business, either history, little facts
Mm.
about the impacts you've had on the communities that you serve, that your people are a part of something bigger than themselves. Man, that's important.
Those are fond memories, and in the moment, sometimes you don't even realize it, but your ability to share that and
See,
share
I try
that
to tell my wife
ongoing.
I'm not exaggerating. I just remember these things. I have this thing that God gave me that I remember these things. Maybe it's because I like to brag. All right. So the next thing was number 8. If you want to build loyal employees and loyal leaders, you have got to believe in training. You've got to train better than any other organization out there. The more you train somebody, the more they know that you care about how it's done the right way. The more that it's done the right way, the more you get to give them praise. The more you give them praise, the better they feel about their job. The better they feel about the job, the better job they do. The better job they do, the more money you can pay them. The more money you can pay them, the better their quality of life is. The better the quality of life is, the happier they are. You get this? It starts with training. I think you should be allowing people in your organization to take pretty much whatever course or class in the world they desire. And if you can pay for it, pay for it. If you can't pay for it, give them time. If you can't give them time, give them a raise when they get it done. Whatever it may be, but you should be allowing them to do whatever they want to invest in themselves and allow you to invest in them. Join a mastermind group. If you're a leader and you're not in a mastermind group of some on some level, then you just don't care. You're slacking. I mean, I could spend a whole lot more time on training. If you want to build loyal leaders, invest in their training. Number 9, you have to give your employees a path to ownership. They have to have a piece of your profitability somehow, some way. If you're not doing that, why are they going to be loyal to you? You want to watch how crappy they're trying to ruin college football with NIL and transfer portals and all this kind of stuff. And there's no loyalty out there. Coaches, no loyalty. Organizations firing coaches left and right. Like it's hard to even keep up with sports if you love sports nowadays. Well, it's no different in work life either, really.
Mm.
You give ownership. You're saying I'm married to you, good or bad, Neil. I gave you ownership. Me and you are married, period. That's loyalty. And I've got divorced parents. Emily's got divorced parents. 50% of marriages fail,
Mm.
even more second marriages fail, a bigger percentage. And me and Emily looked at each other and we said, "Hey, look, man, we're committed. We're married. This means something, no matter what. We own each other's good, bad, or indifferent. I own your wins, Emily. I own your losses. You own mine. And we have been through some crap." I know most people look at me and think married to me would be just maybe the dream come true, right?
We ought to have Emily as a guest one day.
Oh, that'd be great. She would love to tell you how awesome it's been. But we've been through some crap, but boy, we own it. We're together. That's the one great thing about ownership, that it just creates the marriage to one another. I show my employees that I'm committed to them by giving them that path, and they show them they're committed to me by showing that ownership every day. I think it's important. I think it's vital. I don't think you can do it without it. And that was number 9. Number 10, kind of a gimme as well, is that if you want people to show you loyalty, you've got to show loyalty yourself. Good, bad, or indifferent. How do you do that? Man, you should absolutely be prepping people in your organization for their next step. Show them that you want them for a higher level. Ask them, know their goals, know their dreams, know exactly what they want for themselves in every single position, whether it's executive or middle management. You better be posting that, and they better be meaningful posts within your organization, and try to hire within. Try to hire people. People want that person. You know, when I in the Marine Corps, we had a saying, and I don't know if you know this in the military, but like you have non-commissioned officers, NCOs, enlisted people, and then you have officers, right? So officers typically are ones that have been to college, they have a degree. Some of them went to one of the academies, some of them went to college and have a
Sure.
ROTC program that they became officers, whatever it may be. But I tell you, the officers that people love the most are what we call wildcats. And wildcats in the Marine Corps were the ones that were enlisted men. They were privates, they were corporals, they were sergeants, and they went and got their degrees and earned their way into officer training school and then graduated from that, and they become officers after that. Like those guys, the wildcats that have been through everything, man, that's the guy you wanted in your foxhole with you. They were the best of both worlds. They got that chance for that promotion. The one you're going to follow in your organization is that teacher that became a great regional director, and we have countless examples of that throughout the
Yeah.
world. But those were the 10 I had, and I'm going to recap it. I mean, do we want to get a guest?
This is our phone a friend segment.
Yeah, this is phone a friend. They have no idea we're calling them. We're going to call Jennifer, see if she answers. Jennifer Flores first. Hopefully she answers. Oh, she did answer. Jennifer, before you speak, I need to get your permission. You are live on What Thad Thinks at the moment. We have a new segment for basically calling a friend in the industry or in an industry, a friend during the show to get their opinion on something. Neel and I nominated you today, and we called you. We wanted to know if you had 2 minutes to let us surprise you and be live on the air real quick. All right, we have a contestant, Neel. You're not going to be able to hear Neel, but Neel can hear you. And nobody really cares what he thinks anyway, right? Oh, she agreed, Neel.
Jennifer.
Ooh, there's so many things I love about Jennifer. That may be my favorite right there. All right. So I've just given people 10 ways to build loyal employees and build commitment at work. I've just given 10 great ways. But we wanted to get just maybe either your top 2 or top 3. You can pick whichever one. Your top 2 or your top 3 ways that you think you build loyalty amongst your employees or leaders, whichever one. How to build loyalty in the workplace from Jennifer. Oh, you're on the spot, so you don't have to be perfect, but you are on the spot. Knock it out. How many are you going to do? 2 or 3? 2. I knew you'd pick the short ones. So Jennifer Williams, and I will quickly give her a shout out. She is the CEO of a brand new startup, less than 4 months going, of Willowway in Georgia. She has 3 locations currently. She opened up all 3 within a month and a half of each other. All 3 remodeled places, beautiful. Better Beans did them. They are located in Gray, Georgia, McDonough, Georgia, and Conyers, Georgia, and she is crushing it. They are just 3 months into it, and I believe that she already has daggum close to 250 kids, if not over 250 enrolled between the 3 schools. They're just crushing it. And so if you want to know how she builds loyal leaders and loyal employees, let's hear it now. How do you do it?
So you get their buy-in, number 1, and so
That was good. That was my number 2 or 3 today, so good. Very
you get
good.
their buy-in.
Yep.
And I would say my second one would be to invest in them.
And how do you invest in them?
By investing in their training, by investing in their classroom, by investing in the school,
I love it.
invest in them.
I
Yeah.
love it. I believe I said those too, didn't I, Neil? It's like
Yeah,
Jennifer
we
and I
got
have worked together before.
you're aligned.
We're pretty much aligned. We, I'll give you the 10 that we had, Jennifer, as we go. We talked about having a vision and sticking to it, making decisions through your core values by getting buy-in, loving them like you love yourself. Let's see, giving feedback, growing, so they have great opportunities, making sure they know they're something bigger than themselves, training, giving ownership, and being loyal yourself. What do you think?
Those are all great. Those are all great.
What are you doing today?
I just got back from meeting with Mr. Patel, looking at his site and
Oh,
Precise,
nice. Nice. Hopefully that went
giving
well.
some feedback, giving some feedback.
Good
Hmm.
deal. Well, I do miss you. Congratulations on all the success of Willow Way. Any of y'all out there, if y'all want to see what a beautiful remodel looks like and a cool brand and some of what she's doing, follow Willow Way on Facebook or Instagram and see what some of those guys are doing. And Jennifer, I appreciate you letting me put you on the spot just in the middle of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Dad.
See it, Jennifer Williams, everybody.
Well done, for
I
sure.
did promise you, folks, I did not prep her for that. So even though she basically sounded like she was my parrot, I promise you that's just because she and I have worked together for a million years. So anyway, that was our business topic today. Remember those 10 steps? You know what? If you screw all like 9 of the 10 up, you can screw 9 of those 10 up. But if you love, you're going to build loyalty. Get that one right. A lot of the other ones fall into place.
Mm.
Hey, well, thank you, Neil. I'd like to get rid of you now because we don't need you anymore. And I've got a little special run I got to do for everybody else. It's time for everybody else to hear about what that thinks. But great job, Neil. Hey, make sure everybody tune in. Neil's Super Bowl show coming soon. Neil didn't even say goodbye to y'all, which is cool. I'm good with that. Nobody really wanted to hear him say goodbye anyway. I know we had a long topic today, but we're going to do what Thad thinks speed round today. This will not be a long one. This is speed round. There are no rules other than it's going to be fast and I need to live up to the name. But today's in honor of the Grammys that are coming up on Sunday night. We're going to hear what Thad thinks about music. There are 8 genres of music I'm going to discuss today, and I'm going to give you who the greatest artist or band is in each of those genres and who they won over. So, speed round. What Thad thinks? Here we go. Greatest rock and roll band of all time. The Beatles over Led Zeppelin. Don't even try to argue that with me. Every daggum thing the Beatles did was a hit. I hate that they're British, but hey, so was Led Zeppelin. So, greatest rock and roll band, Beatles over Led Zeppelin. Greatest R&B, um, dude, this was so hard, by the way. And I wanted to fall in love with a little bit of like 80s R&B here too, kind of, you know, set the mood with you a little bit. But Stevie Wonder, by far the goat of R&B over Prince or the artist formerly known as Prince. Love them both, but Stevie Wonder, I don't know that anybody's ever even come close to how good he is and how much he dominated that genre of music. So Stevie Wonder over Prince. Hey, Southern rock, Leonard Skinner over the Allman Brothers, pretty close one, but hey, I feel pretty comfortable about that. Soft rock or yacht rock. I'm going to go yacht rock. We're going to go Daryl Hall and John Oates over James Taylor. Daryl Hall and John Oates over James Taylor. Don't get me started. I probably know more yacht rock than you. How about jam bands? We're going to go Widespread Panic over Grateful Dead. Hey, that's just because that's my age. So that's what we got there. Grateful Dead, probably best of all time. Hey, you know what? I enjoy the Panic a little bit more. Heavy metal, very tough here. I'm going to go commercially successful Metallica over Ozzy Osbourne. I think they both ended up kind of selling out over time. How about pop music? We're going with Michael Jackson over Taylor Swift in the pop category, even though I've just made my daughter extremely mad. Maybe even my wife too. But hey, who can argue with the king of pop? Country music. This one was way too hard for me. But I've got Willie Nelson over George Strait and Waylon Jennings, and I don't even know how I did that. To be honest, you could just ask me on a different day. But Willie Nelson for his songwriting, maybe even more more so than his music. Um, and rap, everybody, um, man, I kind of fought with myself over this one, but this is speed round. We're going the notorious one, Biggie over Eminem and Tupac, and I don't even want to hear you argue about it. He was just too cool anyway. And at the end of the day, here, guys, we're also going to go Elvis over everybody in all genres because he's the king, baby. Anyways, thank you. That was speed round. To wrap this up, remember, hey, in 2 weeks we're doing our Super Bowl show. Do not forget, we've got Neel, we've got a complete ad breakdown, all of our rankings and how they can be relevant to your business as well. I think the halftime show is going to be me singing whatever song y'all choose. Don't forget to email info@betterbeansbranding.com, Neel at betterbeansbranding.com, or Thad at betterbeansbranding.com with your suggestion of what song you want to hear me sing at the halftime. Again, reach out to Better Beans for any of your needs there at your buildings, your lobbies. Um, if you need a remodel, if you need something designed, both interior, exterior, or with construction, please look out. Please like this show, share it, help us grow these listeners. Let's get to 100 soon. We'll have a big party. Other than that, we thank you very much for joining us. All dozen of you that listen today, we're very appreciative. Have a great day. Adios.